And this is an example of merging and wrapping text. So, this is basically, as we had before, we had the situation where I type something and it would keep going on into other cells. Now, the reality is it's not in that cell, it's just in B, it's in the one cell, it's currently in B1. This E cell, actually has nothing in it, and you can see by looking up here in this bar, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in D, there's nothing in C, it's all in B. So, the minute I put anything, I'll put a 7 right here, it immediately chops off everything else. We don't generally want that. So what you want to do is if you have a situation of a lot of text that you're going to be having, you can always just select by clicking and dragging, or if you need to, hold the Shift key and use your arrows. And there's this little option up here that says Merge and Center. So it will do literally what it says it's going to do. We can merge and center it. Or we can just simply merge the cells, or we can unmerge them, or we can merge them across. I'm just going to pick Merge and Center, because it'll center them out for us as well. And if we don't want them centered, we can always just, right a line, left a line, that sort of fun stuff. Now, the tricky part is going to be what happens when you have multiple cells that have data. So this hello is data, this world is data, this is an example of merging text. All of this is data. And if I merge and center that, alert, merging cells only keeps the upper left value, discard the other values. So what that means is, the only thing that's going to survive this is hello. And there it is. The only thing that survived is hello. If I unmerge it, yep, there it is. Only the hello, nothing else survived. So let me just Command Z to undo this. And it is specifically the top left. So, if I were to grab this and do the same thing, merge and center, merging cells keeps only the upper left value. Well, there's nothing in my upper left cell, but this should be my upper leftmost value. So there winds up being world, because in this scenario, world was the topmost leftmost. So, and then, of course, if you want to, instead of having, having to merge cells or whatever, you want to wrap text, select the cell you have, and it'll wrap text. And, boop. This is an example of wrapping text. Wrapping text means that it will stay inside the confines of the cell. And it'll purposely make the cell as big as it needs to be in order to keep the text inside. And if I do this, you'll see that the text will wrap that way. If I do this, text will wrap that way. It'll keep the text inside. Now, the other option I had there was the shrink text to fit. So let me try to make it something tiny. So now I have, unwrap it. Let me go to shrink text to fit. And now it's teeny tiny, itsy bitsy in order to fit. That's another option you have available. I would not necessarily recommend doing that, though I would recommend you wrap your text in a way that makes sense. And that's how merging and wrapping text works on this Home tab. Thank you very much. In the next video, we're going to be inserting and deleting cells.